buzz along with a slight grin. Picks apart the cases where the truth's been thin. Sharp tongue firing like a rebel's hell. Justice served with a snarky spin. Nick's got the mic and is breaking it down. Lego chaos spinning all around. Laughing at the lies at the courts of crown. Riding the edge where truth is found. Coffee's cold but the witch stays hot. Poking at the holes in the legal plot. With a tilt of the glass he connects the dots. The courtroom's wild and he calls the shots. Nick's got the mic and is breaking it down. Lego chaos spinning all around. Laughing at the lies at the courts of crown. Riding the edge where truth is found. Electric strums echo through the air. Justice tangled in a legal snare. With a grin, he tears it bare. No nonsense talk for those who care.
Hi! Oh, how are you all doing? How are you all doing? Oh, have you had a good weekend? I've had an interesting weekend. Interesting. Yesterday, me and Miss Viking, we took care of each other. We have great time. Dinner, a late dinner, some wine, and all of a sudden, my phone goes ding ding. Because this week I am supposed to be off. And yeah, a long story short, I had to go to work today. I mean, for the past 10 years, I have training what I believe are my successors, and then they move on, and I'm still there. And then I train a new successor, and off they are. Yeah, I know I'm good at what I do, but I'm not getting any younger. I would like to have somebody else do the senior negotiator stuff. I would like somebody else to take a peek at all the gruesome accident photos. But here we are, and I had to go to work today. And but I was promised rest of the week. You're off. Yeah, sure. But I already told them on Wednesday I'm going up to my godson's wedding. And then I will leave my phone off. So that they know. So it was interesting. Hello, folks. Cleopatra, didn't know I was up to this channel, but as soon as I saw Bederow's name and the notification, I'm here to see what's up. Happy Monday, all, from a rainy Texas. Yeah, I heard you had a new shower. Everybody take care in Texas. I've been to Texas a couple of times. I've been to Houston now. I actually been to Houston twice. And also been down south to Galveston. I've been in Dallas when I was a kid. And I'm planning, sometime in the future, I'm going to Austin. Because I want to visit all the major towns, cities in Texas. But what I won't do is go there in the summer. It seems It's a bit too hot. It's a bit too warm. Maybe in the fall. Or maybe winter. Do you need Santa Clauses in Texas? I mean, okay. I hope everybody. Hello, Denise. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Mirage. Judgmental. Gwendolyn. Nicola. Have I been to North Dakota? I don't think so. I mean, last year I went from south to north, drove all the way. Houston, New Orleans, Atlanta, Chattanooga, Knoxville, Indianapolis, Delphi, and then up to Detroit. So 170 degrees last summer. This summer is rainy, so not too bad. yeah, depends on. When I was there in August last year, it was in Houston. It was 95, but with the humidity, it felt like 110. And I'm Scandinavian. Jesus Christ, that is a. We think it's hot when it's 80. And Byron is here from Dallas. Hello. Okay, now you are all here because Mr. Bederow sent a new letter. Now, last week I streamed the July 7th hearing, where Cosgrove said, we handed over 4,000, close to 5,000 documents in Discovery. Whoa! And apparently, once Mr. Bederow got to open those documents, and also Aidan, I heard, well, there were issues. There were teeny tiny issues with that 4,727 pages of Discovery. Hey, Chicago is here also. Life is good. Yeah, good morning. Wednesday. Special K. Uh-oh. Yeah. Uh-oh. So, welcome everybody. And welcome you over at Rumble as well. Yes, I am also streaming this over at Rumble. Where on Rumble, I'm known as Big Nick. So search for Big Nick Starro over there. But we are here for this, a Bederow letter. And I heard it is amazing. I started listening to Melanie Little when she read it, and I thought, Monday, I have to go through that, so I tuned out. So I know about some of the stuff that's in here. I don't know all of it. So, hey, Polly Popcorn is here. Top of the morning. Just girl. Christine from Boston. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, it's Boston at least. Land of the Irish, or as we over here say, the Scandinavian former colony of Ireland. All right, let's start. July 12th, 2025, via email to Robert Cosgrove, Special Assistant District Attorney, SADA Cosgrove, or SADA Cosgrove, or, well, response, Commonwealth versus Aidan Kearney, docket number, 3 of them. Dear Mr. Cosgrove, starting out with snark, I see. I write to bring to your attention several concerns we have with the July 7th, 2025 Discovery production, with the hope that you will resolve them prior to our August 13th, 2025 appearance. Yeah, remember that one? Where the judge told them they had until, what was it? Well, everything should be ready, done, boom, August 13th, let's move on. because they needed a week, 2 weeks, and they got a month. And I suspect they will ask for more time because whoopsie daisy, we didn't realize. What previously appeared obvious is now undeniable. The investigations that led to Aidan Kearney's indictments were essentially outsourced by the Commonwealth to Catherine Peter. Katie Peter. Oh.
You stupid woman!
This is one of my favorite
You
ones.
stupid woman!
A private citizen who, motivated by her obsessive hatred for Mr. Kearney, inserted herself into this matter, and whose checkered past includes filing forged legal documents to gain an advantage. Oh, in a petty dispute with him. Oh, forged legal documents? What's that? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, is that the fake YouTube thing that she sent? I've heard about it. We hate fake YouTube takedowns. We really don't like that one. Merb video. Okay. Federal legal docs. Oh, the fake copyright strike document. Okay. Yeah. All right. Kenneth Mello and the Massachusetts State Police, MSP, ignored numerous red flags that every seasoned prosecutor and experienced detective should have recognized. An uninvolved civilian facing her own criminal charges. With personal animus against the target of an investigation and a history of forgery, pestered authorities by inserting herself into an official investigation by providing quote-unquote edited materials without a sufficient chain of custody or demonstrating the reliability of the evidence. They similarly ignored overwhelming evidence that Miss Peters assisted blank. Why is that blank? That is long enough to say District Attorney Morrissey with his first name included. Was the architect of a plan to make blah 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 a witness? I guess that's Krusty. Which she knew would lead Mr. Mello to charge Mr. Kearney with witness intimidation. See demand letter, September 12th, 2024. Rather than vet Miss Peters' dubious credibility and tread cautiously, Mr. Mello and the MSP consciously ignored Miss Peters' clear motive to falsely accuse Mr. Kearney and her demonstrated history of doctoring evidence to harm him. Yeah, she kind of have a history of that. She kind of have the history of that. I mean, did everybody see the video of her with her ex, where she went to where he was, sat in his car, and he got arrested? Jesus. It goes without saying that all materials and information in the Commonwealth's possession, custody, and control regarding the prosecution's relationship with Miss Peter.
You stupid woman!
Including evidence she provided to the Commonwealth in its investigations of Mr. Kearney, is critical to his defense and must be disclosed, pursuant to Brady, Giglio, Graham, and Rule 14. The July 7th, 2025 production was inadequate. Well, you can say that a lot of times. Our recognition of the obvious discovery issues associated with the Commonwealth's substantial reliance on Miss Peters,
You stupid woman!
resulted in 4 defense demands for discoverable and exculpatory materials related to Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
beginning on October 8th, 2024. Until July 7th, 2025, each of these specific and detailed demands was met with a shrug of the shoulders and complete silence from the Commonwealth, as was a May 1st, 2025 court order compelling disclosure of any Peter
You stupid woman!
related discoverable materials to the defense by May 21st, 2025. Can anybody hear the sound I'm trying to insert? I think it's funny as hell. Well,
You stupid woman!
hello, Mr. Jingles. Hello. Hello. You want to... Hello, Mr. Jingles. Hey, folks, it's Mr. Jingles. I could be louder. Well, I can always be louder. Dun, dun, dun. Audio. Is this better? Hello, Mr. Yeah, for you who are new here, this is Mr. Jingles. He is the actual owner of this channel. Everything that happens here is because Mr. Jingles says so. So any legal demands will be sent to Mr. Jingles. Hello. All right, let's continue. By May 21st, 2025, we now know that most of the discoverable and specifically demanded information has been in the actual possession of both special prosecutors since at least December 16th, 2024, when Mr. Mello emailed evidence of Miss Peters'
You stupid woman!
communications with himself and Lieutenant Brian Tully to you. Inexplicably, this critical evidence remained undisclosed for almost 7 months, even as demand after demand for it was made, and the court ordered its disclosure months ago. If this wasn't bad enough, on July 7th, 2025, the court and the defense were led to believe that the July 7th, 2025 production contained more than 5,000 pages of discovery and included all of the Peter
You stupid woman!
materials we have sought for almost 1 year. As it turns out, what we were told on July 7th, 2025 was inaccurate. What was represented to the court and defense as 4,727 pages of relevant material from Lieutenant Tully's cell phone, in fact, contained more than 4,000 blank pages. Seriously. I mean, how would anybody think that is okay? How would anybody think, hey, let's send him thousands of pages of discovery and then have 80% of them, more than 80% of them, empty? Now, is this a play of word? Did Cosgrove actually, when he said, we have submitted 5,000 pages of discovery, did he think that if he just avoided saying the word documents with information on it, that it's okay to send blank pages? Now I think this is dirty game. Yeah, dirty games. Dirty games. Yeah, I mean, at what point, seriously, folks, at what point does this become contempt of court? For me, long ago. Long ago. If there is a court order and it is actively disobeyed, well, Mr. Cosgrove, that would be $1,000 in fines for contempt of court, which will be doubled next time. Next time, only Mr. Cosgrove, $2,000 fine. Next time, $4,000 fine. Next time, $8,000. Next time, $16,000. Could have been a printer error? No. To my knowledge, this was submitted via either a hard drive or a stick. So it was digital documents, not printed. Yeah. Smart Owl says. Digital docs, not printed. And I mean, at this point, the judge, in my opinion, with this, dismissed with prejudice. But also, me personally, I don't want it dismissed. I want those pages. I want those pages. Hand them over. But I also understand. I mean, it's a huge cost for Mr. Kearney, for Turtleboy. It's a huge cost being forced to litigate this. So, yeah, boom, dismissed. And then ask to have everything unredacted and then publish what you have. But we are we are not the ones getting sued. We are not the ones in risk of prison. That's Aiden. All right, let's continue. Another few hundred pages of purportedly relevant materials were entirely redacted without explanation. Also, when something is redacted, it has to have a legal reason to be redacted. There has to be a legal reason. If they don't provide legal reason, it shouldn't be redacted. It really is that easy. Accordingly, we demand an immediate production of the entirety of the quote-unquote relevant materials from the Tully's cellular phone prior to August 13th, 2025. And then it goes on with Miss Peters.
You stupid woman!
Relevance to the investigation against Mr. Kearney. The materials disclosed on July 7th, 2025 demonstrate that in October 2023, Miss Peter,
you stupid woman,
began to communicate regularly with Mr. Mello, Lieutenant Tully, and Sergeant Yuri Buchanek. Of course, Yuri Buchanek, you absolute fucktwat. Every damn case he touches turns to shit. He was involved in the Karen Reed case. He is on the outskirts of the Sarah Birchmore case. He's directly involved in the Brian Walsh case, and apparently also in the Aidan Kearney case. He can't stop being a fucktwat, even if he wanted to. Even if he wanted to. She gave to Mr. Mello and the MSP information and numerous edited audio and video materials without providing a chain of custody of proof of its reliability. It appears that Mr. Mello simply accepted Miss Peters'
you stupid woman,
assistance and presented her unvetted evidence to the grand jury that indicted Mr. Kearney in December 2023. 2 days before Mr. Mello commenced grand jury proceedings against Mr. Kearney in November 2023, Miss Peter,
you stupid woman,
provided Mr. Mello with blank. With this shocking level of access to and influence on Mr. Mello, it is not surprising that Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
later bragged to blank about blank, which I assume is Krusty. And yeah, I don't remember which others. I assume everything blanked is just a repeat of the word Krusty Panties. And I'm sticking with it until it's unredacted. Which included blank and at least one blank conversation with blank. I will exchange every blank with Krusty Panties here. With this shocking level of access to and influence on Mr. Mello, it is not surprising that Miss Peter later bragged to Krusty Panties about Krusty Panties, which included Krusty Panties and at least one crusted pant conversation with Krusty Panties about possible charges against Mr. Kearney. See October 8th, 2024 demand letter, pp 8 and 9 pages. Evidence of possible leniency and consideration. During the period in which Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
provided substantial assistance to the prosecution, she was a defendant in at least 2 criminal cases, one of which remained under the jurisdiction of the Norfolk DA for approximately 1 month. On November 16th, 2022, Miss Peter was charged with violating a protective order in Suffolk County. That matter remained open until it resolved favorable for Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
on October 26, 2023. Of course it was. Of course it was. Because who's in that jurisdiction? Well, it's all of these fucktwats. On November 21st, 2023, Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
on October 26, 2023, on November 21st, 2023, Miss Peter was charged in the Stoughton District Court with violating another protective order related to the same victim. This case remained under the jurisdiction of the Norfolk DA until December 12th, 2023, when it was determined that a special prosecutor was required due to the conflict of interest presented by Miss Peters'
You stupid woman!
prosecution by the same office to which she was providing assistance against Mr. Kearney. Indeed, on the same day, the Norfolk DA recused himself from Miss Peters'
You stupid woman!
Stoughton matter. Krusty blank joked to Miss Peter
You stupid woman!
that Mr. Kearney blank. See October 8th letter demand. The Stoughton case remained open until it too was favorably resolved for Miss Peter on April 17th, 2025. The shocker! The absolute shocker! Everybody was surprised that a case involving Miss Peter
You stupid woman!
was in favor of her after she actively decided to be Mellows and Buchanan's bitch. Miss Peters'
You stupid woman!
communications with Mr. Mello, Lieutenant Tully, and Sergeant Buchanan revealed that she actively communicated with Norfolk DA prosecutors and investigators at the same time. She was facing at least 2 criminal charges, and during the time she was being prosecuted by the Norfolk DA. It is inconceivable that Mr. Mello and the MSP detectives were unaware of Miss Peters'
You stupid woman!
criminal history and the ethical and legal issues attendant to their regular communications with a criminal defendant represented by counsel. See this case. Nevertheless, Miss Peter
You stupid woman!
did communicate regularly with the authorities, and she and her boyfriend did receive favorable treatment in their criminal cases. Here is a footnote. In March 2023, Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
boyfriend, was charged with assaulting Mr. Kearney in Boston. In November 2023, a Suffolk County judge ordered the Norfolk DA to provide access to Mr. Kearney's devices, which at the time were in the possession of the Norfolk DA after Mr. Kearney's October 2023 arrest. The Norfolk DA refused to comply with this judicial order, which resulted in the criminal charges against Miss Peters'
You stupid woman!
boyfriend being dismissed. Of course it was. Where were we? Dun, dun, dun. We were there. Accordingly, we again demand all information which tends to show that Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
sought, expected, and or received leniency and consideration in exchange for her assistance against Mr. Kearney, including but not limited to any documentation or record of communication with Miss Peter
You stupid woman!
or her attorneys with the Commonwealth about Miss
You
Peters
stupid woman!
and or her boyfriend's criminal cases. I'm having way too much fun with that. Oh, hello, folks. Oh, that's okay. Well, okay. The viewer count has doubled since we started. Thank you for being here. I'm reading from the Bederow letter, which, well, you probably know that by now, with some extra snark. And for you who don't know, here is Mr. Jingles, the actual owner of the channel, the CEO. And yeah. And I'm Nick. And you probably know me by now. I'm the legal snark. Enjoy your channel, but the drops, yeah, okay, fuck off. Seriously, you don't have to address your departure. Okay. I'm sure there will be other times where you enjoy this more. Miss Peters,
You stupid woman!
falsification of evidence to harm Mr. Kearney. The Commonwealth has not provided us with documents, videos, recordings, files, and other information that Miss Peter
You stupid woman!
provided to Mr. Mello and the MSP. Her emails with Mr. Mello and Lieutenant Tully revealed that she repeatedly crusted her panties. I don't know. Blank. That Mr. Mello later used to seek Mr. Kearney's indictment for wiretapping Miss Gaetani. Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
failed to demonstrate the reliability of crusted panties or reveal an adequate chain of custody to confirm its authenticity. Obtaining exact and accurate copies of evidence that Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
provided to the Commonwealth is particularly important given her penchant to falsify evidence to harm Mr. Kearney. What did they call a prince in... Yeah, I mean, I guess it's Jarl. Jarl. That's about it. Dun, dun, dun. Anakin says, I'm going to hear you, stupid woman, every time I read Miss Peters from now on. Ah! I have succeeded in my objective. Where was I? or reveal an accurate blah 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 blah. Obtaining exact and accurate copies of evidence, blah 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 blah. Falsify evidence to harm Mr. Kearney. In March 2020, Miss Peter,
You stupid woman!
and Mr. Kearney was embroiled in a YouTube copyright dispute over ownership of online content. As part of this minor spat, Miss Peter e-filed YouTube in California a document which she represented was a federal copyright civil complaint she filed on March 24, 2020 in the District of Massachusetts against Mr. Kearney. What's the federal fraud statute? Dun, dun, dun. 5 years. So, but here's the thing with federal statute of limitations. If it gets repeated, the for instance, if she makes claims about this thing, the statute of limitation can be renewed or stayed, but you have to file about it, and I don't know if they have. You tell me if they have. I don't know if they have. But if they started to reference this in their documentation, in this case prior to the expiration of this statute of limitations, then it might still be ongoing. Miss Peter, I can't press that button. I'm missing out on questions. Miss Peter electronically signed the filed complaint after Miss Peter transmitted the document from Massachusetts to California. YouTube ruled in her favor and struck Mr. Kearney's content. Sorry, I had to have something to drink here. Miss Peter's complaint was in fact a forgery, and her lawsuit fabricated out of whole cloth. She located an authentic copyright claim filed in the District of Massachusetts in 2013, and then brazenly changed the caption and other information in the authentic documents so that her forged document appeared to be an actual civil complaint she filed against Mr. Kearney. I've seen that somewhere. I've seen that. Where she actually admitted to it. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. But let's keep this going. She signed the falsified complaints, represented it to be true and accurate civil complaint, and transmitted it in interstate commerce in furtherance of a fraudulent and criminal scheme to intentionally mislead YouTube into ruling in her favor, which, based upon the forged documents, they did. A few years later, Miss Peter admitted, here it is, admitted during an online interview that she submitted a forged complaint with the intent to defraud YouTube because of her hatred of Mr. Kearney. That's not a way. Taken down. Here's the thing, even if she's taken it down, I'm sure it's saved somewhere. And here's the thing, if you try to delete evidence in a criminal matter, that in itself is a crime. And if Aiden chooses to do this, do something in civil court about it, her deleting evidence, well, can be used against her. Okay, it's okay. Link is incorrect. Special case. I watched and saved it. All right, I will find it. I will find it. She rationalized her crime and defended her credibility by reasoning that she was now trustworthy because she admitted to committing fraud. Notably, given the 6-year statute of limitations, I thought it was 5. Most fraud cases is 5 years. Oh well, I'm sure Mr. Bederow knows that better than me. Miss Peter remains subject to prosecution for forgery in Massachusetts. Oh, in Massachusetts, it might be a 6-year. Yeah. What logic? Yeah, I mean, hey, I admitted to being a criminal. Trust me. No. Yeah, Lady Di. All laws are different in Massachusetts. Yeah, I know. The ease with which Miss Peter was willing to forge and falsify documents to injure Mr. Kearney is significant here for 2 reasons. First, Miss Peter's personal bias against Mr. Kearney and her pattern of fraudulent and criminal activity makes Mr. Mellow's willingness to delegate investigative work to her and then rely on her quote-unquote evidence an additional basis to warrant his removal from the prosecution team, because these circumstances increase the likelihood that he will be a defense witness. Second, Ms. Peters' bizarre role as the primary source of the evidence against Mr. Kearney, notwithstanding her history of documenting evidence to further her own interest, is further complicated by the Commonwealth's failure to provide the defense with discoverable evidence related to Ms. Peter that unquestionable has been in the Commonwealth's possession, custody, and control for years. Undisclosed evidence provided to the Commonwealth by Miss Peter. A survey of the communications between and among Miss Peter, Mr. Mello, Lieutenant Tully, Lieutenant Fanning is also in here, and Sergeant Buchanan demonstrate that the prosecution has not disclosed a plethora of materials and information in its possession, custody, and control, including those described below. On October 3rd, 2023, days before Mr. Kearney's arrest, Lieutenant Tully emailed Lieutenant Fanning, Sergeant Buchanan, and former trooper Michael Proctor. Of course, Proctor is in here too. Former trooper Michael Proctor. I'm so happy you are getting fatter. I'm so happy that you're no longer in the police force. I hope. Oh, hello. Bye-bye, Mr. Jingles. I hope to all that is holy that more officers join you on the unemployment list. Email that. A lot of blank, which I guess is about crusted panties. Demand is made for the immediate production of all blank regarding Miss Peter, as well as blank and any other materials or information referenced in the October 3rd, 2023 email chain between Lieutenant Tully, Lieutenant Fanning, Sergeant Buchanan, and Mr. Proctor. See the shade there? Mr. Proctor. You twat. No tax dollars should. Yeah. I rather have tax dollars pay their unemployment than tax dollars paying for them as being police officers. On October 25th, 2023, Miss Peter emailed Lieutenant Tully that she and her team, whatever that means, blank. Demand is made for a production of the exact blank and blank Miss Peter provided to Lieutenant Tully on October 25th, 2023. On November 1st, 2023, Miss Peter emailed Lieutenant Tully blank. Now, all these blank is because, as we heard in the 7-7 hearing, it's still more or less under seal, or it is under a seal or under protection or whatever it's called. But they have asked the judge, people need to see this. People need to see this. These are public people. These are police officers and their communications regarding a case. Just because it is embarrassing for them, it should not protect them. I agree, Joe, but I can't put it up on screen. Demand is made for a copy of each version of this blank file and any blank made by Miss Peter as described in her November 1st, 2023 email to Lieutenant Tully. On November 17th, 2023, Miss Peter emailed Lieutenant Tully blank. Demand is made for the blank provided by Miss Peter to Lieutenant Tully on November 17th, 2023. And it just gets worse and worse here with the blanks. On November 26, 2023, 2 days before Mr. Mello commenced grand jury proceedings against Mr. Kearney, Miss Peter emailed Mr. Mello blank. On information and belief, Mr. Mello used this blank during the grand jury presentation. Demand is made for a copy of these blank, and any records of phone, text, email, or other communication between Miss Peter and Mr. Mello. All information regarding how any blank were blank, when they were blank, by whom they were blank, and all documentation or information regarding Mr. Mello's reliance on Miss Peters as a source of information as described in the November 26, 2023 correspondence. Yeah, all of this is regarding what did they actually tell the grand jury. And if here's the thing with grand jury, at least in all the cases I've covered that has involved a grand jury, that's before trial. That has to be disclosed. So it's not that they can get away with it. It's just that they are prolonging everything to avoid handing it over. And here is my thought regarding all of this. They just want him out of the way. They want him in jail. I'm not entirely sure they actually want to have a trial. Because everything, regardless, has to be disclosed before any trial. And in trial. And in hearings in trial. All of this is just prolonging. And I do believe it is about keeping him away, keeping him in jail, and drain his account. Mr. Jingles is under the table. We found a piece of paper. Oh, I mean, he's 9 or 10 years old, but sometimes he's just a kid. Just a kid. Where was I? Yeah, it's more about keeping out of the picture, or at least it was, at least the first couple of years. But now it's stupid pride and self-preservation. Self-preservation. Because once everything is out, I mean, you cannot put the toothpaste back into the tube. You can't shovel the shit back into the horse. You can't unfuck a clusterfuck. This will come out sooner or later. Dun, dun, dun. On December 20th, 2023, Miss Peter emailed Mr. Melly and Lieutenant Holly about more blank. Demand is made for all items provided by Miss Peter. Now, all of these blanks here, I assume, is things they thought they would get in these 5,000 pages of discovery. As it seems, nah. they didn't. They got a few hundred pages, then a few hundred pages that was completely redacted or filled with redactions like we are reading now, and then the rest was blank. Yeah, prosecutorial misconduct. Definitely. Yeah. On December 28th, 2023, Miss Peter emailed Mr. Mellon and Lieutenant Holly. Huge blank. Demand is made for any notes or documentation regarding the conversation between Miss Peter, Mr. Mello, and Lieutenant Holly on December 27th, 2023. The blank she received from blank, and any information provided to the Commonwealth by blank regarding any blank and any other information referenced in the December 28th, 2023 emails from Miss Peter to Mr. Mello, Lieutenant Holly. On January 3rd, 2024, Miss Peters emailed Mr. Mello. I mean, these are a ton of written communications between Mello and Katie Peters. And since this is a criminal case, everything she handed over to them has to be turned over to the defense before trial, because they have a right to see what the evidence is, and also, once it's theirs, if it goes to trial, they have a right to impeach, they have a right to everything, and to put Miss Peter on the stand. Demand is made for the names of the 27 people referenced by Miss Peter. Oh, 27? How many are there in the McAlbert's clans? Are there 27? Or are these other people? And for a copy of the blank provided by Miss Peter to Mr. Mello on January 3rd, 2024. On January 3rd, 2024, Miss Peter emailed Mr. Mello and Lieutenant Holly. Huge blank. Demand is made. Yeah, all of this is demands. So it's getting January 25th. Miss Peter forwarded to Mr. Mello what information and belief was blank. Same here. The demand for everything in it. February 21st, 2024, Sergeant Buchanan emailed Lieutenant Holly that Miss Peter blank. Hand it over, Cosgrove. Hand it over. Hand it over. Jinx says, will she be indicted with anything? No. Because who will indict her? Morrissey? Nah, won't happen. As long as Morrissey is in power, nothing will happen to any of these people. We can just help Aiden with getting the word out, letting them know we won't let go of this. We will not let go of this. February 23rd, September 25th. A huge blank. September 22nd. October 10th, 2024. Same thing. All right. Here we go. It is obvious that the Commonwealth relied on Miss Peter to build its cases against Mr. Kearney at a time that Miss Peters was a criminal defendant. Remarkably, the Commonwealth found out the investigation to Miss Peter despite her well-known hatred for Mr. Kearney, which is so intense that she foolishly filed forged federal court documents to gain an advantage over him in a civil matter. It is also clear that Mr. Mello's relationship with Miss Peters, and as evidenced by his own communications with her, his reliance on her unvetted quote-unquote evidence, as well as Miss Peters' claims about her private access to him and his willingness to engage in bedside conversation, I don't know, blank conversations with her about Mr. Kenny further warrants his immediate removal from the prosecution team because he is a material fact witness. For these reasons, we request a prompt response to the above-cited issues, and we demand full compliance with Rule 14, A2 and B2A, which requires you, at minimum, to inform the prosecution team about their possible possession of discoverable evidence, and if any exists, to collect and then disclose any such evidence irrespectively of whether you credit it. Respectfully, Mark Bederow. It was sent to Timothy Bradle, Kenneth Mello, Clerk of Court, Norfolk Superior Court, and Aidan Kearney. The individuals include, but are not limited to, Mr. Mello, Mr. Lally, Laura McLaughlin, Hank Brennan, Lieutenant Fanning, Lieutenant Tully, Sergeant Buchanan, Mr. Proctor, Stephen Nelson, and any other victim witness advocates. Ooh! Oh, I went through this on X yesterday, I think. Because, you know, victim witness advocates does not have any protection. They don't have any, qualified immunity or even immunity. There's no nothing equal to attorney-client privilege. They have zero privileges because a victim witness advocate is supposed to be support and support only. They are never to insert themselves into the actual cases. Why? Because they are always subject to being called as witnesses. Now, it rarely happens. Extremely rare that happens because the position of a victim witness advocate is really important in any court, in any jurisdiction, in any system. Sadly, some of them misuse that privilege. And in this case, Mr. Nelson, you fucked up royally. You inserted yourself into this case, and now you are probably going to be a witness. All right. That was the entirety of the letter. Let's see here. Let's see. Absolute privilege is what I have for victims in Arizona, which means you can call them to the stand. All right. Is that an actual rule in Arizona? Christine says, the DS office had 61 prosecutors. Why bring in special prosecutors for the persecutions of Karen and Aidan? Morrissey has used 1/3 of his budget in the Commonwealth sham of a persecution. Yeah. I suspect it's actually more than 1/3 of his budget in these two cases. Which means, imagine every other case in Norfolk County where victims are waiting for justice, but they might be held off. Wait. It is more important that we try to set these two people up. There are defendants who are waiting for their day in court to say, I did not do this, who are in jail as we speak in Norfolk County, who has been there for quite some time because there is no slot in the courts. for them because the Commonwealth chose to prosecute Karen Read and have a case against Aidan Kearney. This one, I mean, if you go by the Karen Read prosecution, Brennan and Aperture, $469,000. Or somewhere, it's close to $500,000. It's more than $400,000 to Aperture. $566,000 to Brennan. 1.1 million. 1.1 fucking million. Did you know that for $1.1 million you can buy 1.7 million rubber ducks? You can buy 60,000 cans of spray on hair for Mr. Brennan, I assume. Because you can't avoid seeing that when he started the trial, his hair was, well, it wasn't a full set of hair. At the end of the trial, not only was it a full set of hair, it got darker. Oh, that was so funny to see. That was so funny to see. Now, the Lexus, according to Aperture, was being resold. And if they didn't get as much for it as they bought it for, the Commonwealth pays for whatever's in between. That is probably why one of the reasons they didn't test properly. Oh, hello, Slidey Pie over at Rumble. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Oh, all right. That was the Bederow leather. A lot of spice in it. I added my snark. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, what goes on the rest of the week? Well, one of the other things I've been covering lately is the hyperbaric chamber explosion up in Michigan. Now there's been another explosion in New York. So I'm just trying to find out, okay, how often do these hyperbaric chambers actually explode? And I will do something later in the week about that. Other than that, if something new shows up about Aidan's case or something new about the assholes around the anti-Karen Read people, I will probably do something about that. Wednesday, I am going up north to my godson's wedding. So I won't be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I will prepare with some pre-recorded stuff. So I will post either a short or a video of sorts. You will have content from me throughout the week. You will have it. You will have it. But, folks, thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to do this. And remember, folks, to hug your family. Unless your family's shit, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. I'm going to send you off with the Free Turtle Boy song. And I will see you in the next stream or video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Dr. Turtle Boy walks the line, truth in his hands. Fingers point at shadows, he's breaking their plans. Corrupt suits in the courthouse playing their game. But the lies they sling won't tarnish his name. They try to bury him, but he won't go down. Fighting for justice in every crooked town. Dr. Turtle Boy standing tall in the fight. Truth's his weapon shining through the night.
discharges flying, but they can't stick. He's cutting through the darkness, sharp and quick. The gavel pounds, but his voice won't break. No matter how much they take and fake, they try to bury him, but he won't go down. Fighting for justice in every crooked town. Dr. Turtle Boy standing tall in the fight. Truth's his weapon, shining through the night. To the edge, but he holds his ground. In the face of their lies, his courage resounds. For every false word, there's a lie he ignites. A warrior for truth under courthouse lights. He's been bruised, but he won't lose the war. Kicking down the gates of corruption's door. Dr. Turtle Boy still chasing the sun. The fight's far from over, but he's never done.